Hello, everyone. Welcome, and happy full moon. This is Sonia G. This is the MoonBabes Monday Night Live. I welcome you guys. I'm going to tell you tonight, the moon is almost full. It's going to be full in about an hour from now, and it's a full moon in Aries, and we are starting to feel the superpower charge of this energy. So let's talk about the energy of what's going on right now, because it is intense. Holy cow. So we know that Venus, because we've been talking about it, so Venus is about to go retrograde in October, and that's going to be the internal journey of the twin flame soul. And so there's a lot that's being stirred up with that. But with this equinox, and then this moon being still in the energy of this equinox, it's super crazy because it's like a karmic purge, okay? And the key word I have for you guys for this moon is fierce self-love. Just fiercely love yourself, you first. It's so important because it's like we have a lot of action-packed, moving forward kind of energy. And at the same time, and this is why, because remember Mars was retrograde most of the summer, and Mars is now direct. Well, the full moon is in Aries, and Aries is ruled by Mars, okay? So Aries is a very pushing forward, let's go kind of energy. And it's also a very about the self kind of sign. And Mars is, let's get it done. Let's push. It's action energy. So we are really about to feel a huge shift. So tomorrow when you wake up, depending on which side of the world you're at, but as the equinox starts to integrate into general energy, and then the moon's energy starts to come in, you're going to feel like, wow, I got to go after life. I got to go get life, right? And it's kind of like all of these things are waking up that you need to decide. So it's the decision of the balance. You need to decide what it is that you really want. And so that's why it's self-love, and that's why it's fierce self-love, because you have to put yourself first. You have to figure out, and there's going to be things that come up if they haven't already, right? There's going to be things that come up, and you really have to decide. And it's things from the past. So it's a karmic release. It's a karmic purge. Last week I wrote that a lot of people were feeling it physically. And so physically there's been purges. There's been like stomach flu, like gut stuff going on. There's been purging in many different ways, but lots of physical symptoms because we are releasing, even on a cellular level, everything that is no longer part of our soul's blueprint. And so as we are downloading this divine blueprint and we are starting to ascend, we're starting to awaken, we're starting to ascend, we're starting to raise our vibration higher. So we're manifesting more of our soul. We're birthing it here alive on this planet. We're starting to remember. Sorry, I have a lisp because I bit my tongue. And so every so often, I'll bite my tongue. If I say something funny, that's why. But we really are going through this phase where, oh, thanks for the love, you guys. I see your messages. Thank you. So we're going through this phase where it's important to be gentle with ourselves, but it's also important to be fierce about how we feel. And the other thing is too, you guys, if you didn't watch the live from last week, we kind of talked about this, and it's up on my YouTube channel. We talked about how to really center in and tune in and finding your truth and your connection to self, because it's what's happening right now that there's a lot of people that are starting to feel like they need to speak, right? And you need to like come out, and they need to come out and say things, and they need to come out and teach. And it's like happening in the past month or so. And you have to be able to discern what fits for you and what doesn't. Just because you hear it and it's on, you know, a spiritual channel, let's say, it doesn't mean that that's the truth for you. And what's happening is that there's many different soul groups. And so you're finding resonance with a soul group where the information is coming through and it's resonating for you and it's working for you. Because we're here all for the same, yet so many different reasons, right? So you have to learn how to find that inner compass, that inner connection, and how to create your world from the inside out. So I saw one of the comments talking about how this moon is also emotional. It is so emotional. Thank you for bringing that up. It is a huge emotional issue in terms of like everything that's coming up. It's a huge emotional uprising because we are discovering, and this is a moon that if you are working on your ascension actively, if you are working on really tapping into the higher frequencies, right, then you're actually going to feel this one. Generally, you guys always ask me, like, is everybody being affected by the changes the same? This starts the change. If you, from this equinox on, right, and with this full moon, you're going to be affected so much differently, because if you are if you understand that you're able to create your own reality, then you actually grab onto the spiritual high frequency bus, per se. So you grab a hold of a higher timeline. You decide to create. I'm getting messages, and I'm seeing a couple of people that are messaging saying that this is like a feeling of being lost and it's confusing. So make sure, if this is how you're feeling and it's confusing and it's frustrating because so much is coming up and you don't really know how to navigate through it, spend time in meditation. And this is my best advice for you guys when it comes to this stuff. Set a time every day. Put a reminder on your phone. I don't care what time it is. Morning is always best, but do it when your kids are asleep, your husband's not in the house, or your wife, right? When you have time for you, whether that's like a midnight or if it's a, waking up at 5 in the morning, take 10 minutes every day for you to meditate, to connect. And if you can, do it in the same spot, in the same place in your house. Create a sacred spot, a sacred space for you to connect, because you establish that connection, you establish that ritual for yourself. And then what happens is you start tapping into the answers. You start tapping into the answers. And the best work that you can do if you're feeling confused and lost is start writing things out. Forget everything that is confusing you and focus on what you want. What it is that you want right now. What is it that you want in this moment of right now, right? What do you wish that you had? What do you wish that you could create? Focus on that, and then focus really your mental energy and your active energy. This is the key. Focus that on how to create the thing that you want. Okay, and then the energy will start following. But if you focus on the feelings of lost, if you focus on the feelings of fear and everything else that's coming up, it's going to spiral you down. It's going to take you down into a vortex. Okay. Super confusing, crying so much, feeling lost and confused. Oh, I know. It is an intense moon. I completely have been bawling my eyes out today, you guys. So full disclosure, I feel it. There's just so much that needs to be released. I need to meditate. It feels like I've lost my whole connection. The hardest one yet. Glad you found us. Oh, welcome to the tribe, Kara. I am happy that you found this. Go back through and look at if you guys need that kind of connection, go to my YouTube channel. You find it through my link on my website, or you can just Google MoonBabes and the Light Tribe. And literally just last week, we did a quick meditation on how to tune in on the MoonBabes Monday Night Live, because I'm live every Monday night, okay? And we talk about this stuff. And really how to connect with source. So important. It's the number one thing that you could possibly do for yourself. So it's definitely raw and real. Yeah, it's a weird emotional day. But you guys, do I follow Vedic astrology or Western astrology? Both. But when I talk, I actually talk about Western astrology. And in general, I talk about the energy of it all. So it's just kind of like that. So You are crazy excited and ready for the new cycle. So this is not a new moon. This is a full moon, but you're probably ready for the new cycle is what you're saying. And that's awesome because you're feeling the energy of Mars going direct and you're feeling the Aries full moon. You're ignited. So there's a lot of that. There's a lot of new energy, a lot of excitement, and then there's a lot of stuff that needs to be cleared up. And so when those two things collide, a lot of times it's like hell of emotional. So okay, you were meditating and had a huge release, flashbacks of your whole life. Yes, that is happening. Thank you for bringing it up. That is happening to a lot of people right now. Lots of tears. Oh, thanks for making this video. Absolutely. You guys, so thank you for bringing that up. It's starting to come up, but this equinox, there's a lot of, we're starting to reconcile our multi-dimensional self. So the work that we are doing, you guys, is karmic. It's multi-dimensional. A lot of you, a lot of us are starting to remember the people that we were before this life, the lives that we had, whether it was on this planet, whether it was off this planet, and you're really starting to remember like your galactic heritage, your multidimensional self, the fact that there is more. And remember that you guys, we are being supported. Yeah, I see some of you that are talking about people that have passed away. They're showing up, they are supporting us because the work that we are here doing in this day and age and in this time, we're doing it for like the bloodlines, for our family. We're here throughout time and space and history, right? And we're ascending the planet. It's our generation. We're ascending the planet. It's us. We're doing it. We're in the mix of it. We got to do it. We signed up for the hard job and we are rebirthing the planet from within ourselves. And so we have so much support from the other side because it's all of our families that are supporting us. And then we have the angels and the archangels, and we have the star being. So know that you are being supported. And if you start to see signs, I see that, Gypsy Goddess, I love that. If you start to see signs from the universe, focus on those things. Focus on the numbers that come to you. Focus on the signs that there is something more than the 3D world. Focus on that and follow that because you'll end up creating a higher timeline for yourself, a higher version of reality. You're going to start tapping into it. And that's really where you want to be. Okay, so I love you guys. I only had a short time tonight to chat. I am doing a full moon meditation evening with a sound bath here in Salt Lake City. So if you are here, definitely come see me. It's at Encompass Wellness Studio, and I am doing in-person events every full moon of the first new season. Other than that, it will all be online. So find me online. I will see you next week, next Monday night for the MoonBabes Monday Night Live. You can join my Facebook group. If you just Google MoonBabes and the Light Tribe, or if you go to www.moonbabetribe.com, you'll find free resources and all my links. Okay? I love you guys lots. I'll send you all the good vibes. Mwah. Have a beautiful week ahead and smile. You got this. I just came home from an equinox journey where I danced the dance of light, and some of you may have participated online. If you did, it was absolutely amazing. We danced on the red rocks and anchored in the new light codes onto the ground, onto our hearts, and we did a frequency attunement. It was just amazing. And for all of you that are watching now and that will be watching that did participate in the Dance of Light remotely, so much love went into each and every one of your names. It was amazing. I am going to post what we did when we finally burnt and released the energy of balance of all the names, so you'll see it in my story. The equinox, sunset, they're at the Dance of Light. Taking a minute to take pictures of this beautiful and amazing view before we start our ceremony. Look.